After 1,030 days of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which began in February 2022, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he's ready to sit down and negotiate with US President-elect Donald Trump over the ongoing war in Ukraine. But what is Putin's peace plan and how will it play out? News 9 Plus decodes. First, let's take a look at why did the war start. The full-scale invasion started on 24th February 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. But the Russo-Ukrainian war began much earlier, in February 2014. In 2014, the European Union and the Russian Federation clashed over policies that transformed Ukraine's domestic political crisis into an international competition for dominance over that country. Following Ukraine's revolution of dignity, Russia occupied and annexed Crimea and supported pro-Russian separatists fighting the Ukrainian military in the Donbas war. These first 8 years of conflict also included naval incidents and cyber warfare. In late 2021, Russian troops gathered on the Ukrainian border and demanded a ban on Ukraine joining NATO. And finally, Russia launched airstrikes and a ground invasion on the northern front towards Kiev. So who is winning the war? As of now, Russian troops occupy 20% of Ukraine. From a population of 41 million, about 8 million Ukrainians had been internally displaced and more than 8.2 million had fled the country by April 2023, creating Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II. Russia has lost more than 71,000 soldiers, but almost 3 years later, there seems to be no end in sight. So can there finally be peace in the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Well, there have been many attempts to get the two warring sides to talk. Even PM Modi visited the two countries and offered to mediate should they agree. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky too came up with his own peace plan and urged the leaders of the Group of Seven or the G7 nations to support his idea. Russia rejected Zelensky's proposal, saying that it would not give up any territory it had taken by force. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin has come out and said that Russia is ready to negotiate with anyone, including Ukrainian President Zelensky, and that he, even though he has not met Donald Trump in years, he is willing to hold talks with the US President-elect Donald Trump on how to end the war. Remember, Trump has vowed to end the conflict even before he is inaugurated next month, calling the casualties suffered on both sides a tragedy. And Trump's team has been in talks with the Biden administration and Ukrainian officials. So is there a peace plan in the works? Well, this willingness to talk of peace has come from President Putin without any specific demands or terms and conditions. The US too is also working on a ceasefire plan.